Okay, so today I wanted to talk about the air cleaner some more. So I've got it mocked up here and installed on the bike. I still have the strap to do around it, but it was really time consuming getting all these bolts and everything sorted and all the threading done, because you want to get as much of that done as you possibly can, and make sure your fit is good, because the problem is when you get see, like here, the two faces are bolted together. Well, I didn't count all these bolts, but there's a shitload of them. So I drilled them in a stack, so theoretically all the holes, because I had them clamped together and I drilled through. Well, for some reason, once you get your final holes, I don't know if the drill bit just wanders to the side a little bit when you go to the bigger drill bit, because I just piloted them all. So you end up fiddling around with the holes and have to file a little bit. And this is a lot of holes to have lined up. This one on the bottom here got off center. I don't know why, I don't know how. You know, just an error on my part. So now I know it bolts together. I got the bottom coupler here all squared away, and it had to be indexed correctly so it sits on the bike in the right position. And you can see I just welded it all the way around. Now, sometimes, from my perspective, you know, instead, you know, because a lot of times I'll beat myself up about welds, because you're always, most of the time you're doing an out of position weld, and you know, there's a lot of people, you know, on the internet who weld, and they want, I don't know, there's some guys that are really good welders, and you know, you know, they set up rotary tables and stuff, and they have water cooled systems and all the modern technology. And I've just got an old Miller 180 and it's not water cooled, so on aluminum it gets really hot. And you know, don't be too hard on yourself on your welds. Don't let that define you, because you know, you want to do a good job, and a lot of times you're reaching under your bike, because if you take the piece out that you're welding and weld it on the table, if it's stainless or something, it's going to move around and then it won't fit when you put it back on. So you're trying to do as much of your weld as you can. You know, some people are obsessed with this. I mean, I swear when they're done welding, they all hit the showers and lather each other up and sit around the locker room and try and figure out who's got the biggest tungsten rod. Like back in my day, I mean, when we were young and just coming up in the hot rod industry, you know, we'd spend years building a car, and when it was all done, we never would even go to one show. You know, you just enjoyed it. And a how-to would be a 3-page magazine article with blurry pictures and a guy with a cigar in his mouth. And now you got the world at your fingertips, and it's really strange. You know, you can learn anything, and I mean, I've had some comments on these videos. People are like, you should have more views, you know, and I mean, I appreciate it, and I appreciate the sentiment, but, you know, you gotta be into this and just enjoy it, you know. It's like, I remember I spent a year, like in 1984, working for $5 an hour and saving up every penny I had, you know, to build this Volkswagen, and we built the engine, and I mean, I'd have to save for over a month for the $900 48 millimeter downdraft dual carbs I wanted, and then, you know, the next month it was for the stroker crank. And when the car was, we had so much work into it, and when it was done, it was just mind-blowing. I mean, the thing just yanked so hard, and I just loved it. I loved every minute of it. And you never got any credit, no likes, no nothing. You just enjoyed it. And so my point is just enjoy what you do, you know. I mean, I'll spend thousands of hours on a build, and like, I go to the One Moto show every year. I get an invite. It's a couple-hour drive. That's the only event I ever do. And you know, you set up your bike in the display, and people walk by it and glance at it, and you see them say to their girlfriend, "Ooh, that's cool." And, you know, they have no idea what they're looking at. And that's okay. I mean, but, you know, the guys you got to worry about are the ones who have their phone flashlight on and they're laying on the ground next to your bike. Those are the guys you want to impress, you know. They're the ones who know, you know. So anyway, I'm rattling on about this. But the point is you end up spending a lot of time, and you're probably not going to get any credit for it. Nobody's going to care. That's okay. And I have this other piece here that I wanted to talk about. You know, this is just part of an exhaust system, and you look at this piece here. Well, it's let's see how you. It's going at an arc this way. It's an oval, and it goes down to 1 3/4 round, and just this stuff here is probably 35 hours of filing, cutting, fitting. You know, you're not going to get paraded around the village square. Just do it because it's fun. You're creating something. Maybe someday some Egyptian archaeologists are going to dig up what you did and be like, holy shit, look at all the hours into this. But anyway, I'm going to wrap that thing tomorrow, and we'll get that air cleaner all done.